You know, coming on this level is a brand new start for me, and I have to start from the bottom and work my way up.
I came into the league thinking I was the last on the totem pole.
I know it's going to be a lot of talking, and crowd expectations are going to be out of this world, but I have to go out and play my natural game, and you know, that's what got me up to this point, and I can't change now just for the crowd.
I don't worry about the fans and their eyes on me. You know, it's a competition that really drives me to be the player that I am. I played the sport because I loved it.
I love the game, and every day I try to play it as hard as I can when I'm playing it, but
People are starting to forget that when I play basketball, you know, I don't play conservatively. I play all out. I feel that I'm the leader of the ball club. So I can't say that I'm going to try to play and conserve 28 minutes so that by the end of the season, I'm going to be more rested. You know, I'm all out.
You know, now we can go head to head.
Sure.
And see who really is the MVP.
I'm the ultimate competitor. Yeah, I add that to the challenge that that I'm presenting to myself.
I would never say I was cutthroat. I was a competitor.
Have you ever been afraid on the court, ever? Against anybody?
Never.
Have you ever been intimidated by anybody?
Never.
Let's see if all that trash talking starts when it's 0-0 instead of 5-6 point lead. That's where it starts. I'm a competitor to a point where if you're my opponent, if I knock you down, I'm not picking you up.
So would you, when you size your peers up, how'd you size your peers up? Like if you're sizing people, I'm talking you're 13 years old, you're sizing peers up, what lens are you looking through your peers?
So at 13 years old, I had a kill list. And so, you know, they used to do these rankings. It was Street and Smith basketball rankings. And so I will look at 56, 55, all the way up to number 1, who these players are, what club teams they played for. So when we go on an AAU travel circuit, I got to hunt them down, right? And so that became my mission in high school, is to check off every other person, all those 56 other names, hunt them down and knock them down.
There's a quote from one of my English teachers at Lower Merion named Mr. Fisk. He had a great quote that said, "Rest at the end, not in the middle."
How did you get your mindset into this alter ego to be comfortable being Black Mamba? Like how did that happen?
Mamba mentality came out of that Black Mamba character. And what that meant, long story short, was this sort of like take no prisoners, killer mentality. This mentality of you can do anything you want to do. Nothing is impossible.
It's a good separation for me, you know, emotionally, to be able to put myself in a place where at practice or when I'm training or during games, I switch my mind to something else. Switch my mode into something else. For me, it's the equivalent of Maximus Decimus Meridius in Gladiator picking up the dirt, smelling the dirt. It's go time. You gotta put yourself in that cage. When you're in that cage, you are that character. When I'm in that cage, bro, don't fucking touch me. Don't talk to me.
All the way, dumps it home!
Well, the message is always to go out there and dominate. When you're in that mode, everything's a game 7.
Are you kidding me? Unreal! It's a long three. Yes! Bryant to the basket, inside!
I had to rely on skill a lot more. I had to rely on angles a lot more. I had to study the game a lot more. But I enjoyed it though.
I enjoy what I do. You know, it's just fun for me. You know, I truly love what I do, and that's where the passion comes from. That's where the will to get better comes from. It's just because I truly enjoy it. I enjoy the preparation.
There's a difference between who you are and what you are. What I am when I step on that court is, you know, I'm becoming that. I am that killer snake. I'm stone cold, man.
Nah, I gotta fix this. So where did it go wrong? Why did we lose? Right? We weren't tough enough. Okay, we weren't tough enough. Whose responsibility is that to make the team tough? It's mine. Right? So now I have to start figuring out how I'm going to lead this team differently. So to make sure that when we get to the finals the next time, we're tough and ready for this challenge. And that's how you bounce back from those moments.
If you want to make history, you have to do historic things.
Well, man, because I think the greatest fear that we face is ourselves, actually. You know, I think it's not anything that's external or anything that's superficial. I think the greatest fear you face is yourself, because you know, we all have dreams, and it's very scary sometimes to accept the dream that you have. And it's scarier still to say, okay, I want that. It's scary because you're afraid that if you put your heart and soul into it and you fail, then how are you going to feel about yourself, right? So being fearless means putting yourself out there and going for it. No matter what, go for it. Not for anybody else, but for yourself. It was huge, you know, because I've seen us as a team grow so much from 2008. You know, Powell, Lamar, you know, all our guys, like how much we have grown since the last time we faced this team. And I couldn't be any more proud of them. You know, it wasn't even about me. It was about sitting back and watching us as a group, and we just accomplished this amazing thing. And now we can all enjoy it together. So
you look back upon it now. Where do you see yourself? Did you do everything you wanted to do? Did you become the best basketball player you could ever become?
It's weird. Like my vision of what my goal is changed drastically as I got older. It's like as a kid, I said I want to be the best ever, right? And now you go through your life and everything you do is trying to be the best ever, be the best ever, be the best ever. And as you get older, you start understanding that those things are very superficial things, right? And everybody has a different opinion about it. No matter what you do, I can win 20 championships. There's always an opinion on who's the best. Everybody has different opinions. And so I started really kind of understanding maybe that's not the important thing. Maybe the important thing is to, you know, how do we as a team grow? How do I help my teammates be better? So that was the first change for me. And then as I got older still, it became more about how are you inspiring others, right, to find themselves. That is the ultimate championship. So won 5 championships, that's great. Another team won a championship this year. Team's gonna win a championship next year. Those things come and they go. But what stays is how do you use your passion and use that to inspire somebody else to create their passion? And then how can they pass that on to the next person? That is true success.
So you met this young man where?
South Carolina, Myrtle Beach.
And his name?
Jared Gibson.
A fan of yours?
Yes.
You meet him at a tournament and he writes you a letter afterwards.
Beautiful.
What does it say?
Dear Kobe, how's life treating you these days? I sincerely hope that this letter may find you in the best of health. I'm writing to thank you for the outstanding performance and character you displayed at the Beach Ball Classic. I just want you to know the tremendous impact you've had on my life in the short time I was in your presence, not only as a player, but as a person. You are real, down to earth, and we're accessible to your fans. The game of life has dealt you the perfect hand. You're intelligent, and you're a very gifted basketball player. The pot of gold at the end of the rainbow in life awaits you. Grab it. But please remember these 3 things. Always thank God and your family. 2, your hard work it took you to succeed and what it's going to take to keep you there. 3, never forget us, little guys. We saw you at the beginning of your rise to stardom. Just as you've touched me and given me the inspiration, be somebody, there will be thousands more in the future. Stay humble, stay focused, stay real. No, I don't play around with basketball. I don't fool around with that. I'm very serious about it, but it's enjoyable for me to play the game. But I love winning. To win, you kind of have to grind it out sometimes.
What's happening, TT? Daddy died before I was born, the bastard made it I was born. I really lived inside the field just like I grew up on the farm. Daughter at a young age already had the charm. At the age of 15, I already had it. Grew up wild, they wanted a wild child. These internet gangsters put them in nine clouds. Made these bow down. I wasn't allowed to say what I said, but I'm allowed now. Ain't with a loud mouth. Hold up these VVS, they blinking on my chest. Also my belt is hit, 500 BB Simmons. I be with boy, ain't talking six. She f me, but she call me brother, baby, insist. I grill this Glocky on them, don't play, I pop it on them. Be with designer junkies, I hear I buy her bundles. He think that I don't show my then I ain't got it on me. I was just in another with a chopper on me. Don't play, you know we with it. Slide down, put two in his fitty. These Keltec hold 64 shots just like it come out Disney. Sipping drink, it got me dizzy. You know when I pop them, that turn me wicked. Niggas know I'm with it. 05. Daddy died before I was born, the bastard made it I was born. I really lived inside the field just like I grew up on the farm. Daughter at a young age already had the charm. At the age of 15, I already had it. Grew up wild, they wanted a wild child. These internet gangsters put them in nine clouds. Made these bow down. I wasn't allowed to say what I said, but I'm allowed now. Ain't with a loud mouth.
I'm super turn, no one can take that. Rolls Royce, Lambo, and the Maybach. All my videos, no fake red sisters gave they session 8 back. Now I'm taking charges, payback. He gon' take the charge and spray that. Lawyer gon' go hard, I pay that. Roll me up with wood and lay back. Ain't had no father, my daddy, my mom. I put the hood on my back and a charm. We had them sticks in the house, no alarm. Don't play no trumpet, but bands I blow 'em. She just a fan, I told Bailey, no. Yeah, getting them rich, like my family got oil. This shit ain't on me, it come on my pores. I put my foot on the pedal and floor. Daddy left when I was born, but now look at your baby boy. I really been jumped off the porch, I never really played with toys. Riding around with Rabbit, I went running with the Lord of Boys. Now that new Corvette come through the hood and make a lot of noise.
Daddy died before I was born, the bastard made it I was born. I really lived inside the field just like I grew up on the farm. Daughter at a young age already had the charm. At the age of 15, I already had it. Grew up wild, they wanted a wild child. These internet gangsters put them in nine clouds. Made these bow down. I wasn't allowed to say what I said, but I'm allowed now. Ain't with a loud mouth.
What's happening, TT?